Topping off ceremony today for the Permian Basin Behavioral Clinic. It is a major milestone for the construction of this new facility. You'll remember construction started about a year ago, and News West 9's Jason Freund was out there today to see how things are moving along.
Alex, people who spoke at this topping off ceremony today hailed the Behavioral Center as something that has been needed in the Permian Basin for a long time. And today's ceremony marked a turning point in mental health treatment here in the Permian Basin. Now, it may not seem like much to the average onlooker, a steel beam that's being risen up with a small tree on it. But what you might not know is that it's actually a tradition.
When you reach the peak of a building like this, of any height, it's common for contractors to put a tree on top. It's a symbol of good luck and blessing for the facility.
It's part of the reason everyone gathered for today's topping off ceremony for the Permian Basin Behavioral Health Center. Not just for the beam, mind you, but for everyone to see just how much progress has been made on this building.
It's really stunning to see how big it is. We see it on plans, which are flat. We see it on drone videos, which are taken from pretty high up. But when you're out here on the site right next to it and recognize that all this concrete around us still has to have steel put on it, it's a really big place. 225,000 total square feet, 200 inpatient beds, lots of outpatient services. So it's going to be big enough to serve this whole region.
And while the total cost of the building is around $232 million, they have had a lot of help along the way from some generous sponsors.
It starts with Tom Craddock and Brooks Landgraf, our representatives from Midland and Odessa, who helped us get the original state money to get this off the ground. $40 million back in 21. We've now raised privately almost $100 million.
However, there is still work that needs to be done. This won't be complete for about another year and a half, while the interior still needs to be finished. But one of the most important parts remaining is to make sure there is a proper workforce ready to treat the patients who walk through the doors.
A building is not worth much if we can't put people in it who can do the jobs we need them to do. And we're working with our local institutions of higher education to build teams of people, to educate people to do the various jobs we have here.
Meyer says that about 1 in 3 people have some kind of mental health diagnosis, and there are not enough facilities right now to help everyone who needs it, which is why this health center is so important, not just to these people, but to the Permian Basin community.
The needs have gotten greater since COVID. Lots of exacerbation of mental illness and new problems came up when people were out of their social environments for so long. We've got a lot of work to do to properly care for those important mental health needs that all of us experience.
Now, the projected completion date for this health center is going to be around April of 2026.